Hi everyone, welcome back to the tutorial. In this video, I'll be teaching you all how to write into a CSV file using writer, write row and write rows function. In the previous video, I would have taught you about how to read from a CSV file. Now here I'll be teaching you how to write a data into the CSV file. In order to help us to write into a CSV file, the CSV module provides some of the functions which can be used in order to make some content to be written into the file. Those functions are writer, write row and write rows. Now let me start with an example of explaining a program to write a student data into a CSV file. How to create a CSV writer object by specifying a file and the delimiter. Delimiter is optional. So first let me explain this particular line and then I'll explain whatever is there before that. So after opening the file and we are having it as a file handle f will be specified as the first parameter to the writer function and the second parameter is optional. If it is anything else other than comma, you can specify. Otherwise, you can as such leave it as f itself. If you wanted to specify also, you can specify as delimiter is equal to comma. Can you all understand? So by default, the delimiter is comma. And CSV underscore W represent the CSV writer object. And using the writer object only, we'll be writing the row and if it is rows also, we'll be seeing another example which is going to write the rows at a stretch. Instead of using a for loop, we can write it at a stretch using write rows. Write row is going to have a list. If it is a write row, we have to supply it as a list. So fields is a single list which we are supplying that is going to be written as a first row. And when we are having the for loop with the rows, what does this rows represent? This field represents the heading of each and every column. The rows represents each and every record which is there, which we wanted to store inside the file. This they have as such given here, right? Even if we wanted to get it as an input from the user also, you have to get it and store it into the file if it is asked in the question. Here as such, they have given the content and we are going to write it. Okay, so what you are going to do is you are going to loop through the rows and take each and every record from the list. The first element of the list is going to become the first row of the table. Each and every element which is contained within the list is the each and every row of the table which we wanted to store. When I'm looping through the rows, here this contains list of list. Can you understand? This I represents the first element of the list when I'm looping through it, and this is going to write the first row into the table. Now what I'm trying to tell is write row can be supplied only a list. Got it? So when you are using write rows, what you can do is as such you can supply rows itself as a parameter, which represents all the rows which are there contained within the list. And here the file name is specified here, and I have covered everything. Okay, now there is a line how to open the file. How to open the file is using the file name and the mode, all this you know already. And here there is something called new line. I'll explain you what happens if the new line is not used and if it is used. By default, the new line is /r/n. If I'm not using this new line, what happens? There will be a line left between each and every record. The first row will be written, which is the name, class, year, and percent. And after that, a line will be left because /n represents a line and /r means it is carriage feed. It comes to the beginning of the next line. That is the meaning of /r. So carriage return is going to return the file header, the pointer to this particular position, and then the second record will be returned in the next line. A particular one line will be left after each and every row is being written. So in order to avoid that, what you can do, you can either specify new line is equal to /n, or else you can also specify within the quotes. Just if you are specifying quotes also, it represents that it is going to come to the new line. Either you can represent /n or you can have quotes. So let us see this with an example. Name, class, and year is there. This represents the fields and rows. See, another one thing which I wanted to tell you is here, everything is there within the quotes. Okay, each and every data is there within the quotes. Here, the quotes need not be written. It is optional for this numbers alone. But when you're having a string, the quotes must be written, because if you are not writing it without the quotes, what happens? It means it is an object, and it asks the Python interpreter is going to report you with an error. What is the value for Rohit? If it is a string, you have to put it within the quotes. And even if you are writing it within the quotes or without the quotes, when we are retrieving the data from the CSV file, it will be retrieved as a string only. It will be retrieved as a string only. When whatever content you are storing inside the CSV file and retrieving, it will be returned as a string by default. You have to convert it into a specific format to do some manipulations. For example, then with the number you wanted to add something, all the marks you wanted to add it, or find the greatest of the marks or something like that. You wanted to convert it into integer format and do the manipulation. But in the case of string, you can have it as such. Let us see the example here. Let me change this. The file name is marks. Okay, the file name is marks, and I haven't given uh, uh, any drive specification or the complete file location. So what happens is it is going to get stored in this particular folder itself. Wherever my Python program resides, in that folder itself, it is going to get stored. And now here I'm having a new line /n, and I wanted to explain you with the delimiter hash. Instead of using comma, I'm using the delimiter hash. Here it must be comma. Don't change that. Don't think that instead of this comma you have to use hash here. This is a list. The format of list must be maintained as such. Here the delimiter is comma, with which the content will be written into the file. Write row is going to write this particular field inside the CSV file, and write rows will be writing all these records. As I said, rows will be passed as a parameter when we are using write rows. Now let me create the file and show you how it is getting stored inside the file. Okay, the file is created. I will open the file and show you. I'll open with Notepad. See how it is getting stored. Name hash, class hash, year hash, mark. Each and every delimiter, now it has been changed into hash. Now when I'm opening it in the Excel sheet, I need to move to data, documents, and here marks, which we have created now. See here, what you have to specify is the delimiter. I have to custom specify. I'll have it as hash. If you are opening in the CSV also, you need to see how the data is going to get changed if you are specifying hash. Otherwise, your data is going to be there in this format. When you are specifying the delimiter, it is going to make each and every particular field which is there after the hash is going to be the cell, each and every cell's value. With this, if you are trying to load it into the file, this particular record is getting loaded. Okay, this is how we are importing the CSV file without, if you are having some other delimiter. There are also other techniques to change the delimiter. This is one particular method to change the delimiter in the Excel sheet and show you. This is how we can write the records into the file. Let me remove this particular line and show you how it is going to get saved. File has got created. I'll open it. See, there is a space after each and every record. This is what represents /n/r by default. Understood. That is why we must have a new line specification. Okay. If I'm changing the delimiter as comma, it is going to come along with a comma. Hope everyone understood how to write a record into the CSV file. See you all in the next video. Thank you for watching.